This is a quick guide for telemark skiing and what to buy. This is what I had last year. The Apostle was a 96. The only reason it's here is because it was very flexible when I was skiing on it, when I demoed it. And if I hadn't gotten what I had gotten last year, I probably would have gotten these. They were pretty nice. For all mountain, it's all their normal skis. Touring is just lighter versions, and the freeride and powder section is just wider versions. And then for bindings, we've got the Bandit and the Outlaw X and the Lynx, I guess. The Bandit is, from what I can tell, not too different. I mean, just look at them. They're pretty much, they look almost exactly the same. Of course, the Bandit has, brakes, and the Outlaw X doesn't. But the Outlaw X also has steppers. But I probably wouldn't use the Outlaw X for going backcountry. That's where I would use the Lynx, just because the Lynx is much lighter. And so the Outlaw X is kind of a halfway in between everything. You can get brakes for the Outlaw X, but they're like $40. And so Bandit's really for, like, on the the ski mountain, and this is for backcountry, and this is sort of just, if you don't have a lot of money, you can't get both, I guess. Quiver of one, I guess. For boots, we have the T2 Echo. This is 75mm only. As far as I can tell, this is the only boot that Scarpa makes for 75mm right now. Probably a women's version of this too. It's got some of the new technology that the Scarpa's been adapting for their other stuff, which I'll show in a sec. But skis, I think, no, this is still boots. This is the TX Pro that got a redesign recently, and the TX Comp, which is the, I think it's the cheaper version. And this didn't change from last year. Okay, it doesn't give me the price, but whatever. The only thing is, if you are going to do backcountry, you're going to want the TX Pro, because once it loads here in a second, you can see these little grippers here for the Lynx. On the it would be the same for an AT binding, but they do have it on. They do have the female end of it on the TX Pro, but not on the TX Comp. And that's just something to consider, whether you're doing resort or backcountry. Then this is Bishop. They're a decently sized company. They've got the Gonzo, the Chetty, and the Powder Hound. This is 90 underfoot, the Gonzo, 100 underfoot, the Chetty, and 115, I think, underfoot for the Powder Hound. And this is just a limited edition version of the Powder Hound. What I got is the Gonzo, and I've been enjoying them a lot right now. And they also have free shipping. But what I did is, over the summer, you can get sale skis, so just a little bit cheaper. I think these brand new are gonna be, $850. But for on sale, it's gonna be, I think I got them for $650, something like that, or $600. So pretty good price. And then here we got binding. We got the BMF3, bad MFR 3, and the BMFR and the BMFR Stealth. The BMF3 is for, resort sort of skiing. It doesn't have steppers. The BMFR, these two versions have steppers. They're pretty much impossible to see, but you can see the little curve here. If you look into it, you'll see them. And the only difference I can tell between the two versions of the BMFR is that one is black and $100 more. But something I do like about these is that they both come with, they all come with brakes, and they're all 75mm or NTN compatible. The only thing is, with NTN, is the NTN toe here, you can see, or middle of the foot, it's attached to the middle of the foot instead of the heel, and so that changes the pivot point. But on these bindings, they're going to have the exact same pivot point as a 75mm, but it is compatible with both, so I don't really care too much about that. I'm not a NTN purist. The other thing is Summit Cone skis by the Fay Brothers in the East. So maybe if you're the East, you want some of these, and they're a little bit cheaper than the Bishop stuff up here, about $300 cheaper, which is pretty nice. They got the Pariah, the Outcast, Vagabond, the Exile and the Outcast version of the Exile. The Exile versions are just lighter with, I think they both have, doesn't say on this one, but yeah, Paulina core, which is kind of cool. Of course, they're going to be a little bit more expensive because they're lighter, but the Pariah 97 underfoot, decent enough. I would go with an 85 or a 90. I don't know too much about these because I've never used them, but I like the designs of them. What can I say? And all of them are going to be purchased on Telemark down here, which is where you get them from. And I don't know about off-cut skis that you could find that are a little bit cheaper. I'm not sure about that, but you can select your length, and you can get a package or Alpine, AT, whatever. However you want it. That's just little stuff for Telemark.